Soulex, and you're here, Soulex.me. Yeah, all right. Yeah. Hey, thanks a lot for coming here and watching these videos, because I really appreciate it. And if you watch these videos, I think it's going to be something that you appreciate too, you know? Well, sure it is. And well, Anyway, you know what this video is about is Soulex, and a little bit of the motivation behind all of it. And I wanted to mention it in one of my last videos that I did as far as helping people. We are to be of servants to one another. And I think that this actually right here is one of the things that will be the pinnacle that you will discover through a process of becoming your own Soulex, right? We are to be servants to one another. We are to help each other. And I think that this is basically really, truly something that kind of migrates you towards that, because that is one of the intentions of why we are created, and that is in certain aspects to be of service to each other. Now, is every little single person, every little single creation out there? Well, no, not really, but you know, it has a lot to do with it, and it has a lot to do with why I'm doing what I'm doing for you, especially for you. I mean, and I know that there's a lot of people that are watching this video, but this is, I got to tell you, this is individualized for everybody. Everybody can use it. Yes. So, Soulex, where did that come from? That came from an idea that I had, I guess. It kind of came into my mind. So, obviously meant to be, for soul expression. Soulex is short for soul expression. And what that entails is that people, for the most part, are really not aware of the understanding that there are two entities to you as an individual. There's the flesh, and then there's the spirit, or the soul, right? There's two entities. There's the flesh, which I've gotten to actually to this point is like, to me, is like the flesh is nothing but the vehicle that is being driven by the soul, moving forward in a direction at the purpose of what was intended to be. Hey, that sounds pretty good there. You know, it's like the flesh is the vehicle for the soul, for the purpose that it was intended to be. Okay, and a lot of us have veered from that, and it's more like we're the flesh is just being used as a vehicle, right, without any consciousness towards soul at all. And I cannot tell you how big this is that everybody really has those two entities to you. And you'll never know that until you go on the discovery process. And that's the whole great thing about all these videos that I've done, is that there are tidbits in a lot of these videos that you're going to pick up that are going to help migrate you there. Now you think, well, how do you become in touch with your soul? How do you become in touch with the spirit that is within you? The spirit that is within you, for one thing, is the one that has all the guidance and all the wisdom and all the knowledge. And the best way for you to be able to move through things in life is by getting in touch with the spirit that is within you. And because the spirit that is within you is the thing that knows what's best for you too, right? And is going to help keep you out of trouble and all kind of stuff, you know? Well, yeah. And so what's really great about all this is like all these videos that I've done, there's little tidbits in every one of them. And I think the most important ones are, of course, Church on Sundays and Love, and Think, Feel, and Believe. Those ones right there are the ones that are the pinnacle of being able to put you on a path of becoming in touch with the soul that is within you. And you say, well, why do I want to do that? Why do I want to do that? Well, you know what? I think it really addresses one of the most important things that's out there that is within us all, and that's to become the best that we can be. You know, there are a lot of things in life that have been beset upon us. There are many things that have been beset upon us that have kept us down and put us down, and we're wallowing in the muck of things, where the truth and the escape is getting in touch with the soul, right? So, just kind of backing things up for me, and what really kind of, because I came from being stuffed really deep in a hole, right? I mean, as a little kid, I was always acting silly and doing something stupid, I was just always full of life and always doing something. I was doing ring, till my father said, "You're always acting silly and doing something stupid," and then so it started at a young age, and I what comes to my mind is 5, right? And so, I began to stuff myself, and I'll never forget that time, I don't need to get into that story. It's one of my other videos that you can watch. But being stuffed at a very young age, and then as you grow older and you go to school, of course, you get rejected in school, you get rejected in life, and you get rejected in all these sorts of things. So I've been digging myself out of a hole for a long time, but I have to honestly give 100% credit to God, for one, and really so much more, for the most part, of discovering my spirit, discovering my soul, and realizing it, and coming to the fruition of all that the soul really is within me. Now, I'm not 100% there, but I tell you what, I'm certainly on a good path right now, and to the discovery where, I've been putting these together. All this stuff that I've been doing is, it hasn't been some sort of overnight thing that just went poofy. It's been years of development for me, and digging myself out of the hole. And, there's a great amount of personal growth that I've been through, and there's a great amount of spiritual growth that I've been through, which is crucial to the whole aspect of being able to discover the spirit that is within you. So now you're saying, hold on a minute. Oh, so you mean I got to go through a lot of personal growth and spiritual growth? You know what? These videos that I'm putting together, I think in certain aspects are just going to very easily transform people's lives, because if you'll watch them, right, and then you pick up on the little tidbits that are just going to set light bulbs off in people, that are really going to give them some in-depth understanding, not so much for the most part of in-depth understanding, but some keys to be able to open up doors so that you can grow and so that you can get past these things. Because what is the biggest thing that we all want to head towards in life? We want the desires of our hearts, right? We want the desires of our hearts. We want the things that we want to be involved with. We want the people that we want to be involved with. We want to be set free from the tyrannies and the difficulties and the worries and concerns and the distraught and the negativity and that's always bringing us down all the time, right? Well, getting in touch with the soul and getting in touch with that part of you that has the wisdom and the understanding and the things that are going to help guide you. It's like there is a natural source that is within you, that is your soul, that will guide you and direct you towards all of the things that you want. Not only that, but also to be who you were meant to be. Because there are a lot of people out there that know that they need to be that they want to do something else, that they need to be doing something else, but they go to work day after day and they go through the daily trudges of things and whatnot, and they can't escape and they can't get out of it because they're in the bondage, they're in their own little personal jail, so to speak. They're in their own world that's holding them back, that's keeping them constrained and held back. And that to me is disheartening. And for me, so much more so it is disheartening, is because I've been through all of so many things that have been set free, that brought me to relying on the spirit that was within me to give me guidance, to be able to give me guidance. I mean, to be able to direct me, to be able to honestly, to be able to, and there's a process there. I mean, it's hard to, I just want to condense it down into this little bit of video here about, how to use Soulex. How do you be the soul that is within you? Because that's where the power is. That's where the power is. I don't know what your belief is in God, but, I think every one of us, to a certain degree, on a very deep level that is within us, no matter who you are and how you are and where you've been and what you're believing or whatever it is, that that there's a God. right? And the spirit that is within you is the power of God that is within you, right? I mean, God is the beat in your heart, and He is the breath that you breathe. He is the life force that sustains you. And, you know, it's kind of like, here's a little kind of pseudo, kind of weird way of explaining it in a certain way, is that you as an individual on this planet are like, kind of like a little satellite location of God, right? You know, it's like you got the main big thing there, and then you got a part of God that is within you, that is your soul. You got a part of God that is within you, that is your soul. And that's wisdom, and that's power, and that's guidance. And those are things that are there for a reason. For a reason. Yep. So, you know, back to the question again, how do you Soulex? Well, you know what? You know, I'm so blessed, and I'm so grateful to God that He has given me all the experiences that I have, even though I was stuffed in a hole, and I went through a lot. I mean, I've been through a lot, you know, and in certain aspects, maybe not as bad as some other people have been through things, but, you know, having been made sensitive to a lot of things and getting all the growth, and then the spiritual growth and all that kind of stuff, and being made kind of sort of a little bit ultra sensitive to the extent where I was given more of an in-depth, by being more sensitive, I've given more of an in-depth experience that gave me a little bit more of an intent, more of a stronger learning experience from these things. You know, because when you're more sensitive and you go through things, you learn things a little bit more deeply than others. So, you know, in condensing all that and getting all that experience and putting it in all these videos to share with people, to help with people so that they can become in touch with that, so that they can be set free and to be able to have the peace that they want in their lives. Because I'm telling you what, there is no greater feeling than that. I mean, so many times I've tormented myself, and we'll just leave it at that. So many times I have tormented my own self because of my own beliefs and my own self-doubt and all that kind of stuff that's been going on. So really, you know, how do you Soulex? You know, and again, back to the same videos that I'm talking about, love. And those are going to talk about an expanse of everything. You know, I kind of like to make this all fun and talk about a lot of things too, you know, to keep interest there too. So, you know, the love, the think, feel, and believe, church on Sundays, all that kind of stuff, to listen to those videos, subscribe, and we're gonna slowly release some, and then and then you can watch them. Yeah.